Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome to math class. In this class, we are going to be talking about clearing of fractions. And what does it mean to clear your fraction? Probably you have a problem to solve, and the problem is in fractional form. And some people don't like handling fractions. They prefer to clear the fraction and then solve the problem. So, and again, some people prefer working with fractions. So, if you are the type that doesn't like working, that don't like working with a fraction, this is what you can do to clear fractions. So, it's very important to understand how to clear fractions. And in clearing fractions, there are 3 steps involved. Step 1, you identify the LCM, that is lowest common multiple, or you call it LCD, lowest common denominator. That is it. Number 2, you are going to use the LCM of the denominators to multiply through the given equation, and finally you are going to reduce the equation to find the unknown. So now let's have this example. If you are given 3 over 4 equals a over 20. 3 over 4 equals a over 20. In this problem, you have the unknown to be a. That means we want to solve for a. And in the denominators, we have 4 and 20 as the denominator. The denominators are 4 and 20. So you look for the LCD of these 2 denominators. The lowest common denominator is 20. Why have we chosen 20? It's because 4 can go into 20 without a remainder. 20 can also go in 20 without a remainder. That is why we have chosen our LCD to be 20. LCD, or the one you call LCM, is 20. So we have identified our LCD. So the next step is now multiply each of these terms by the LCD. So how do we do that? That will be 20 times 3 over 4 equals 20 times a over 20. Okay, this is the next step. Alright, from here, this 4 can go into this 20 5 times, and then this 20 can go in this 20 once. Right, the next thing is to say 5 times 3, that will give me 15, equals 1 times a, that will give me a. So therefore the value of a is 15. That is the answer. Okay, don't forget what we have done. We identify the lowest common denominator, and how do you do it? You look for a number that can go in it, like 2 denominators, 4 and 20. 4 can go in 20, 20 can go in 20, so our LCD is 20. Then we use that 20 to multiply each of the terms in the equation. So that will be 20 times 3 over 4 equals 20 times a over 20. So where you will be having problem is here. When this 4 goes in 20, you have 5. 5 times 3, you have 15. When this 20 goes in 20, you have 1. 1 times 3, you have 8. And that is the end of that solution. Okay? You are welcome back. We have this problem to solve. Another question here for us, number 2. You have n minus n over 6 equals 5 over 2. So you look for the LCD. What are the denominators? The denominators are 6 and 2. 6 and 2 are the denominators. The next question is, what is the LCD of this? The LCD is 6 because 6 can go in 6 without the remainder. 2 can go in 6 without the remainder. So we take our LCD to be 6. What of if you have 3 and 2 as the denominators? In this case, 3 can go in 3, but 2 cannot go in 3. In this case, 2 can go in 2, but 3 cannot go in 2. So, well, for us to get our LCD, we multiply the two together. We'll say LCD is 3 times 2. That will give me 6. That will give us 6. And then LCD of 3 and 2 will be 6 in this case. But in this case, where we have 6 and 2, the LCD is 6. Because 6 can go in 6 and 2 can go in 6. So what's the next step? We use this 6 to multiply each term there. That will be 6 times n minus 6 times n over 6 equals 6 times 5 over 2. You can see we have used 6. We are not going to leave n out. We use 6 to multiply every term in the equation. Okay, that will be the next step will be 6 times 6. That will give us 6n. In this case, 6 are here. We go in 6. I have 1. 1 times n. That will be n equals 2 here 1. 2 in 6 will give me 3. 3 times 5. That will be giving me 15. Okay. The next step is to say 6n minus n. That will give me 5n. And that will be giving me 15. What do I do next? Divide both sides by 5. That will be 5n over 5 equals 15 over 5. Okay. 5 will cancel 5. Be left with n equals 5 here 1, 5 here 3. So therefore my n is 3. Okay. And this is the last question I have for you, inshallah. We have r over 2 equals 1 over 2 plus 2r over 5. Don't forget the rule. The rule is to find the LCD of the denominators. That is the lowest common denominator. And that means out of the denominators, a number that other denominators can go in without a remainder. The denominators here are 2 and 5. So you have 2 repeated, so you pick 1, and 5. Those are the denominators. And from this, how do you get your LCD? 5 cannot be taken as LCD because 2 cannot go in 5. There will be a remainder, but 5 can go in 5. 5 cannot go in 2. That is not possible at all, but 2 can go in 2. So for that reason, we are going to look for LCD in another means, using another means. So my LCD can be 2 times 5, and that will be 10. So in this case, 2 can go in 10 without a remainder. 5 can go in 10 without a remainder. Alright, so this is my LCD, the one we also call lowest common multiple. Alright, now the next step is to now use this LCD to multiply each of the terms there. So we have this to be 10 times 2, 10 times r over 2 equals 10 times 1 over 2 plus 10 times 2r over 5. So we have achieved this. The next step to say 2 here 1, 2 here 5. 5 times r, that will give me 5r equals 2 here 1, 2 here 5. 5 times 1, that gives 5 plus 5 here 1, 5 here 2. 2 times 2r, that will give me 4r. Right? The next is to collect. I will collect like terms from here. So it means that those with r should be on one side, those without r should be on the other side. So that will be 5r. I'll bring this one here. This plus sign turns to minus. Minus 4r equals 5. Okay, I've corrected like terms. Then 5r minus 4r, that will give me r equals 5. That is my answer. Okay, in summary, you have to determine the LCD or the denominators, and 2, you use the LCD to multiply each of the terms in the equation, then you reduce. What if you have a problem like this? If you have x over 6 times x over 6 equals 3. For this problem, you are having the denominator to be 1. You are just having one denominator. It's just 6. So it means that it is this 6 you use to multiply every term there. That will be 6 times x over 6 equals 6 times 3. And the next step is to say 6 in 6, 1. 6 in 6, 1. 1 times x, that will give me x, equals 6 times 3, that will give me 18. And that is the answer here. So I want you to bear in mind the steps involved in clearing fractions. And I want to believe that with this video, you won't have problem in clearing fractions again. 1. Identify the denominators and find the LCD. 2. Use the LCD to multiply each of the terms in the equation, and then you reduce the equation to get the unknown. Thank you so much for your time. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.